work.
All right, hello everyone, and welcome back for the final time today to the Royal Arena group stages. We have got Fantastic Five versus the Imperial for game number 2. Imperial took a pretty convincing game number 1, but Fantastic Five, they don't give up without a fight. I'm Android, being joined once again by Motpax. How you holding up?
I'm here.
I'm
I was,
so glad.
yeah, no, don't worry. I was just, I'm still trying to catch up on everything. Speaking of ups and whatnot, there's not enough time in the day to watch all the Dota games. You know that, Annie? It's the worst. I just want to watch MDL. Just want to read about MDL, see what's the going ons there. But trying to keep my, my Dota brain in tip-top shape here. But I'm excited for game number 2. So Imperial, wildly surpassing their older expectations, but as everyone's pretty aware, lately they've kind of been dumpstering everybody. Doing a very good job, very solid lineups, very crisp Dota play.
Yeah, their rotations, their early laning phase was just completely on point. I think their draft was awesome. Getting that IO in combination with the OD just made BZZ's life a living nightmare. But we'll see how Fantastic Five bounce back from that. They're going to start out by banning the OD. Probably worthwhile.
Yep, good choice there. I think one thing about Imperial, they used to be Danish Bears, and then they had some roster swaps, Penguin leaving, and then when bringing in Baby Knight, they struggled a lot when they first brought him in because he had troubles in laning stages and scenarios where he didn't have a big dominating hero. So getting rid of something like that OD, I think, is a very good idea. From there, you tend to see him go into, like, he has a cheesy Broodmother pick that he sometimes goes for, which might mean he'll rotate into another lane and someone else goes mid. Or lately they've been doing a little bit of, like, Sniper up against some of those harder laners. So more than likely with the last 3 picks here, we'll probably get some sort of a combination of his mid laner. And the hardest part, though, will be that they won't know what Fantastic Five have. So I think they're in a good spot just in the general draft setup right now with OD being out of the pool.
Yeah, I mean, Fantastic Five start things off with pretty much the same lineup. They've got themselves an Oracle, they've got the Darkseer, like you mentioned. Are they going to switch things up at all, or do they go back for the Invoker? Do they go pick up what they worked for as Imperial grab Drow?
Okay, so this is one way. With OD being out of the pool, with Fantastic Five having the last pick, this definitely gives a big benefit to whatever you're going to be putting in the mid lane for Baby Knight, because you assume that he'll be the one who'll be getting an Aura stacked on top of him. So if they want to do like a Drow Medusa strat, I would guess Medusa will get banned out here. I think that's where they're going to head in towards, because Darkseer, he loves teamfight, right? So Medusa is a very good anti-teamfight hero. She just pops ultimate when you're running in on top of her. Very tanky. Frontliner, has an Ogre for the Bloodlust too. I would be shocked if they don't ban the Medusa, or or have a plan for it, right? Like maybe they allow it to happen and they just set themselves up so they can just, okay, yeah, no, she's gone. No Medusa.
Yeah, at that point it just gets a little obscene. Do you think Imperial are going to be looking for a Storm Spirit? Because with Drow, they also have the Ogre to come in and bully. It seems like that could be a pretty thriving pick for the mid lane.
It could be. I don't think I've seen Baby Knight personally play it, but again, I also haven't seen them play in a long time. He is very much on the same line. Like, I would be more suspecting of like a Razor or something than I would be of a Storm Spirit. If it were any other team, good hero. It generally, of course, waiting till the later parts is when it usually pays off the best. Oh, there's a nice Brood band up against their Drow. Similarly, a Huskar is still in the pool for Fantastic Five. Don't think you want to let that one through, even if you have some heavier physical damage from the Precision Aura.
Yeah, I mean, Huskar's just such a twerp. Like, we see him worthy of bans in so many games, but, like, he's so rarely picked that it's just, like, that safety pick, similar to the Broodmother, where if you don't ban it, you're gonna wish you did, but 9 times out of 10, it's not a problem anyway.
Yeah, I think this game you just have to do it only because they have the final pick. Like, one of these bans you would think would have to be focused around him. Faceless Void's still in the pool. I really like Fantastic Five. I think they are super figuring out Imperial right now. Like, those are 3, like, perfect Baby Knight heroes this game. The OD, the Medusa, and the Viper all now gone.
Well, there is still
Good
that
stuff.
Razor that you mentioned. I mean, it is going to be a nice mid-dominator, but it's pretty matchup-oriented. You don't want to pick the Razor before the other team drops their mid. You want to wait for them, see what they're going to be going for, and then respond with the Razor if appropriate. So if it's
Well, that's the problem, though.
Yeah.
They have to Razor first because Fantastic Five are going to mid last. But Razor is the last one who has no counters left, which is kind of nice for them. What if Fantastic Five actually took the Razor here? That would be pretty funny.
Yeah, that could be pretty good. Our Morphling hasn't gotten any love thus far. Do you think we're going to see that picked up as a position 1, or is it just kind of, stale, just drop the Morphling, go on to something a little faster paced?
Yeah, I would like a little bit faster here for for Fantastic Five. Were you saying?
For either
I was
team.
picturing the Drow,
Yeah.
the old Drow. Shadow Demon's still in the pool, so yeah, like some sort of a Shadow Demon Luna, Shadow Demon Morphling strategy could be pretty good. Again, very heavy team fight here from Fantastic Five. A little bit more early game damage, but they already have some slight scaling off. That's okay, though, because it is against a Drow lineup, so you're expecting them to be pushing in early. You want this initiation from the Puck to counter on into their team, the follow-up from the Darkseer. This is all looking very nice for Fantastic Five. They could go into a Lifestealer to work with this, kind of a classic one. The Io still in the pool. That could work with like the CK that they run sometimes.
Oh man, I would love to see Wisp CK. Oh please, Fantastic Five.
My only concern would be it probably would fall off a little bit too, or rather, it wouldn't come online early enough to actually like fight into the Drow lineup. I think you just get heavily kited.
I believe in Illidan, but we're gonna see the Ricky pickup. So Lifestealer's a definite possibility. That could be a really nice vessel.
Yeah.
I would really like to see Fantastic Five finish up with that Nyx.
Yeah, could be good here. Fights pretty early on. Just gets himself into that armlet, working into an Echo Saber, sometimes a Deso if you're really ahead. The Darkseer Ricky is a very natural combination. Going to work much nicer than the Nyx Assassin in the last game. More akin to his normal strategies as a Ricky player. The Rubik was a great pick here. So they're avoiding the Shadow Demon, which is kind of cool. But Shadow Demon doesn't work that well against Puck. Rubik with the Telekinesis, that instant lift, very valuable. He naturally builds into Force Staff, which is good against the Ricky. Oh, wow. 50 Cent.
This is everything I wanted, Mott Packs.
That's interesting.
If they end up with a Skywrath last pick for their mid laner, I will just... Oh, boy. But how's things going to go with the Centaur and the Drow? Does that mean Drow's mid, or does that mean Centaur is moving to the off lane?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be a Baby Knight Drow now. Again, I haven't got to catch too many of their games, so... Obviously, if it's like a Medusa, it would be him playing it, but... It looks like even when they do the Medusa, they actually run it for Ace in the safe lane, so it is probably going to be a mid Baby Knight. So, Ace Centaur... Force gets some benefit. Do you solo safe lane and go aggressive try with a Luna?
It's still pretty risky. It does not quite fight as quickly as you'd like. I don't know.
Yeah, but Ricky doesn't do that much when you're working with an aggro try, which is one kind of nice thing. Even like a Faceless Void would have been kind of cool in those situations, but maybe it'll just be a little bit more standard here. Drow Faceless Void, nice ban.
So we'll see what's going to be coming out last ban for Fantastic Five. Again, I still think the Lifestealer could be pretty cool. The built-in magic immunity, just run it Rubik, run it Centaur, not care too much about what they're putting out. We'll see if Imperial take that out of the pool, or if they feel like they can play against that.
Yeah, not a lot of BKB piercing stuff right now. Just raw damage is nice, but you could see Lifestealer have a pretty good time. Slark, similarly, being able to purge off some of these more telegraphed stuns. Like, obviously the Rubik isn't, but when it comes to the longer cast times of the Ogre Magi, the Centaur Warrunner, even the Gust would have been a nice little pick there. So this is going to be a cool little pick. What are some of their cheesier heroes? I'm not sure what their other offlaners are.
Omni.
I'm not hating. Legion, they've done offlane.
I don't know. I mean, I would... This is one of those few suggestions or situations where I'd be like, yeah, Brood could be pretty fun, but no, it's already banned out. Not gonna get that crazy. Nature's Prophet is like dead, right? Like there's no way he's gonna just come back for today. Just with that Drow Ranger. All right, it's gonna be that Legion.
I think that makes sense for the Puck. They want someone who can follow up on the lift, just hop on in, get that damage. Kind of weird because you're not rocking a secondary core with the ranged, but she's pretty valuable this game. She has the Purge to help out some allies if they get silent stuff. It won't help the Smoke Cloud, but it's good against the Puck.
I mean, I think Drow's just going to be run as that typical position 1. Not going to go for crazy early push, not going to go for crazy early aggression. Just let Drow Ranger farm, let her do her thing, and Precision Aura is not going to be a huge factor.
Yeah, it's kind of unique in that sense. Now, last pick, you have a BKB piercing spell, which is good in the duel, so it won't be total free
I still
game
think
here.
Lifestealer's the play.
If
You've
they go
got the
for it.
Vessel of the Ricky. You've got the Vessel of the Puck. You need something with sustainability. You need something that can survive in lane. That's my bet.
What else do they have? A lot of silences, a lot of control early game. Yeah, just
I
too
called
good.
one. Oh, I'm so happy.
I think it's the fact that the feast is there. It's kind of surprising that they didn't ban it out, honestly, considering like right from the puck pick, you're just like, okay, well they can just lifestealer. Uh, well, yeah, they let it go through. They're okay with it.
I'm curious to see the lanes. I'm curious to see how much space Lifestealer gets. Baby Knight on the Drow, I just want to see how that performs, especially going up against BZZ Puck. That guy's ferocious. Like, he'll just jump at you, and Drow Ranger doesn't have a whole lot of sustain super early until she gets that point in Gust.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what their lanes are going to be here. The biggest question will be the Rubik and the Ogre Magi, because they work well with the Centaur Warrunner for sure, so the Darkseer is probably going to be forced out relatively early again. Even, I don't know if Darkseer Ricky will have the funnest time against these heroes. We'll find out. We all know it's very valuable. Little duo. And quick TP to the mid lane here.
He's going in, trying to waddle as fast as he can, placing those wards down before he scouted out. Again, just to recap, this is the Moonduck coverage of Royal Arena. This is the group stages, game number 2 of a best of 2. Just trying to get yourself seated nicely in for the playoffs. So Group A, starting out crazy. Earlier today we had Power Rangers versus Illusions. One of the wackiest series I've ever seen, but Power Rangers took that in a neat little 2-0. And now we are on to this, where Imperial is looking incredibly strong, but F5, they got a couple other comfort heroes, so we'll see how this plays out as the game progresses.
Well, it looks like it'll just be stock standard stuff here. Hesajo on his Iron Talon Arcana red thing. Man, this Legion is... Whew.
That is
That's not even...
pimped. Is that the second
Oh, this is that
skill?
new Immortal that
Yeah,
replaces the Arcana. Yeah, how did that happen, by the way? Can we... Or does it not?
What, this thing?
Yeah, does it replace the same... Yeah, it does, right? Because it's like a backslot Arcana, so she doesn't even get Arcana. How's that a thing?
I did not notice that. I thought you could still use the Arcana.
Still looks cool, though. I mean... I don't know. I'm no cosmetic experts. I could be wrong. Yo,
right.
good luck, have
Wallach
fun.
is just really into this fun. Well, either way, it's going to be a 1-1 rune split. No action breaking out just yet. We had our little Ricky Maru poking around, getting some good vision on Imperial, but not going to be placing down any smoke clouds, not going to try to get things started just yet. Nice ward vision coming out of the Dire, though. Ricky rotating deeply, places observers, places that sentry there. Radiant, they're able to pop a sentry right onto the rune, making sure that Ricky's not around. But mid lane, we've got an observer here, so we should have some decent push coming out from BZZ. He knows what's coming in on the high ground.
Yeah, they are just going to send... So this is what they didn't do last time, where they didn't put Lolix straight into the jungle, even though he was in like a pretty bad kill lane. They tried to put the pressure on the next assassin. It did not work well. So despite buying lane items, he is just going to come here to at least get level 2. You'll probably see him go back to the base and then TP down bottom with the second level. By then, the supports tend to have rotated from the Radiant side, and maybe you'll be able to find something. And that means that Yol has to find a spot, find something to do, so he heads mid to harass Baby Knight, which is very important, because as the damage starts stacking up here on the Baby Knight, you might be able to find something with the help of the Ogre. Overall, it should be a very BZZ-favored lane here.
Yeah, I mean, this guy feels so comfortable on the puck, and going against a Drow, not really a typical mid laner, means it's just going to be more and more going Puck's way. We'll see if the farm is going to keep up. So right now, Drow Ranger getting a decent amount, but Puck still out farming him just a little bit as these first waves meet.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty player skill-based matchup in the end, I suppose, which, I mean, I'm still favoring BZ, but as the damage stacks up onto the Drow, it's going to be a question of, like, who's getting lower and lower, who goes for the orb play, who goes for the silence play, and, you know, maybe some good old 1v1 action, but chances are it may just come down to this whole Ogre and Ricky as, oh, Ricky wins the big battle there.
Gobbling up
He
that
denies
sentry
out his
ward.
sentry.
Just in time. We got Ogre Magi. I mean, he's poor as hell. He cannot go afford another stack of sentries. He's actually getting very low himself. This guy with crazy base regen, he's just going to be forced back underneath the tower. Let's talk a bit about this bottom lane. Lolik leaves the jungle. He's able to pick up the recipe for the Soul Ring. Going up against 50 Centaur here on the Beast himself. Oh god, mid lane it happened. BZZ moved forward, killed off the Ogre Magi. They want to get Baby Knight as well, but he's going to be playing too safe. So a hasted Oracle is apparently all it takes to finally crack this high ground stalemate.
Yeah, certainly going to work better with these supports from the puck. You're so much more versatile than just a walking creep that throws arrows, you know? You can do all the same stuff, but you can also jump positions, avoid some stuns and whatnot. So BZ looking on top of the world here. Bottom lane manages to get a little bit of some pull action going here from Lolik, so he is successfully contesting. Saw the Ogre mid, knows he has to come down, keep that Rubik's attention there. And Centaur never going to get a solo kill on a Darkseer unless you really goof, so they can hop right on this Rubik with the Iron Shell. It's level 2. Damage is very nice.
Oh, they get the follow-up here onto the Riki. Do they have enough damage? One more swat there. 50 Centaur. Again, not messing around. He immediately punishes that Riki. Nice reaction there from our Rubik player. And just going to be Darkseer getting some really, really good farm, but...
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
That was just a free kill. I don't know. He must have thought that Lolik had vacuum or something up and ready so that he could just keep the Centaur away and he could go for this kill and harass on the Rubik. But if he doesn't attack Rubik, like, he could see that there was no detection.
Yeah. I don't know. Quirky plays, but it's not going to be game losing just yet. Kill score 1-1. Things just starting to even out. Our last hit leader right now is going to be our Nakes up in this top lane. Lifestealer getting a lot of space as Legion Commander is otherwise occupied in the jungle, being bullied out by this Oracle. But how long can you afford to let a Lifestealer farm before it gets to be an issue?
He just gets armlet, right? Does his thing, gonna hop inside the puck, so it's more of like a race than it is a battle in farm in some ways. Like, as long as Hessa Joe can just get to something, there's double fight action going here.
Yeah, if they want to get down this Legion Commander, they should be able to do so. Oh, she's going to be able to regen herself. And Ogre, unfortunately, not going to find any kills on that Fire Blast. Just bopping up onto BZZ, but he's still feeling super safe. Got those 2 null tallies rocking, ready to build into a Veil at some point. We're going to see immediate Veil or Blink first, or what's going on?
I would say against an Ogre, against a Centaur War Runner, definitely need the Veil first, because damage is going to be very crucial.
Puck getting low here. Chased underneath the tower. Is able to Illusory Orb back. Now up top, we've got our Legion Commander. She's trying to go in. She gets the regen off. Oracle trying to do what he can to help, but oh gosh, it's just too much damage coming back out with the speed. Legion Commander with the shoes. Able to go and take that advantage. Lifestealer still sitting on that Stout Shield. No boots for him.
Yep, that's really nice use of the overwhelming odds.
Oh, Riki, though, he's in some trouble. He's been dusted up. The dust is going to expire, and there's just not enough Radiant heroes to actually go in and punish this. I'm surprised that Dire haven't rotated anyone around to try to punish the Ogre Magi, but well, for now, Riki outlives that dust, takes a couple of beatings, but he's none worse for wear.
As Joe comes back to the top lane, and then Riki just stalks this Ogre because he has one more dust. He knows the Rubik's lacking any detection. Just gonna put a good ward down. I hate Riki, honestly. It's so stupid to me that he can just place wards from invis. I think it's the most broken thing about this hero.
Now tell me how you really feel, Montpax.
No, I think it's just so dumb. And he like outshines Bounty Hunter so hard because of that. But either way, ooh, just narrowly misses out on the courier.
Rubik gonna be right on top of him. Riki just kills himself.
What? Is that a Midas in 2016?
Lifestealer Midas.
I mean, I guess when you're bootless at 6 minutes, I should have seen it coming. I didn't even look at his gold.
I
said
thought he was saving up
boots,
for like,
and I was like,
I don't know,
what?
some quirky like Banana Slam Jam and Radiance build or something, but Midas here.
You give Loda that credit.
Sure.
Okay. it's actually kind of both. It's okay. We love you, BSJ. Nice shout out, Andy. Bringing the NA to EU.
I know, Dota. All right, there's going to be the Gus following up. Rubik in some serious trouble. Is going to break that Dream Coil. Should be just a splat there. BZZ picking up an easy kill. Not quite sure Rubik had to break that Dream Coil. He should have been able to just wait out the duration, but most likely dead either way. Oh, well, now our puck is 2-0. 600 gold on top of the double tallies and the boots of speed. Baby Knight has got a ways to go to keep up.
Yeah, if there was any question that he might go Blink first, he is definitely not going Blink first this game. Like, when the Lifestealer has a free lane, then it was unlikely in the first place because he can just freely get up into, like, Armlet, Echo Saber, things like that. Maybe hop in for a jump and a quick play, but at this point with a Midas, he is definitely just going to get a Veil, keep farming himself, keep controlling up this lane, as Lifestealer does the same thing up top.
Down bottom, we got our Centaur just able to squiggle away here with a sliver of health. Went for the stomp, connected on 2, and then able to stampede away. They bring in our little buddy here who wants to go in, wants to find something. The duel is ready, but nice use of the smoke cloud here from the Ricky. And a little blink strike down to the low ground. The dust does clip, but do they have the gap close? There's the lift to follow up. They bring him back. Can they actually get Hestajo close enough, though? Well, apparently not. Even that little movement speed bonus from the overwhelming odds won't be enough to catch up and start the duel on the Ricky. So, saved by the skin of his teeth, but Ricky's still playing a little bit YOLO here.
Yeah, he is really not progressed. He's at 970 net worth. That is not a high. I mean, he's right by an ogre, but he's a Ricky. Like, you want to be getting at least close. This is the one support that buys Diffusal Blade first. Right? There's a big gap in your effective times in the game.
Yeah, I mean, he's 0-2 and 1, so it's not like he's just been roaming around raking in the kills for himself, which can totally close that gap. He's only level 3 here at 8 minutes in. I just don't know if this Ricky pick is really working out, but, well, your Life Stealer will probably pick up the slack now, because he's doing a fantastic job. Top of the net worth chart, still free farming. No one's rotated to try and stop him. It's just so tricky here. He's crawling, he's bullying this ogre. He is not scared of tower shots whatsoever.
Yeah, I think the Ricky, like... it would be nicer when he has this. Right there you go. He got his Iron Shell on top of him. When he has the Life Stealer, he just hasn't had. Again, it's like our Nyx no friends. But nice
vacuum back. There's gonna be some body blocks
tanky.
coming through. The stomp to turn around. He's got that double edge. He's got to watch his own health. Jesus, Centaur, have some mercy. Now the hood coming in. Keep him safe from his Iron Shell ticks. There's gonna be a single rotation down bottom. TP is gonna be canceled by our little buddy here. Legion Commander up in the top lane, doing pretty well in terms of overall farm. You'd like to see duels starting to come in around this point. She's had the duel for a little bit. She's going to be flying in some more TP. She's got her phase boots. Aside from just waiting for a full-out Blink Dagger, there's not a whole lot you can do to help pad this Legion. Just set up those kills, make it easy to go for duels, and hopefully get something rolling in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. They don't, like, they have, I guess, Stampede, right? That's their one way they can try and set up an early duel, start the snowball rolling for her. But not going to be the easiest task. And that is now that, again, that Hood and that Vanguard finished up here for the Centaur. So.
Mid lane initiation. Nice double silence coming out of Baby Knight. And there's going to be a lift forcing our little Ricky back. He's going to be blinking forward, wants to get the kill onto this Rubik. Meanwhile, we're going to have a duel in the river. Our first win. Legion Commander follows our advice and is able to get the pick onto the puck. So a really, really nice snatch there. Thought
That's
Ricky could at
huge.
least find something on that low health Rubik, but Rubik just kites him around into the trees, and it's just going to be Imperial with a free pick and now perhaps a free full tower as well.
Did they orb to the... He must have orbed to the rune or something. I don't know. I assume because he got silenced in the mid, right? Like he was part of that little trio, and then he might have like tried to orb to the rune or something and just get caught by the ogre stun into the duel. I'm not sure what else could have happened, but that is a giant pick. Like Puck is... If Puck dies before 15 minutes, it's a giant... It's... I don't know. You can't understate how important it is for the game. It's just like Queen of Pain. It's just like Storm Spirit. Totally slows down when needs to be a very quick hero.
Alright, so Hester Joe starting that spiral off nicely, has the dual damage, 1,000 gold. Hopefully we see immediate Blink Dagger, because they do need a little bit more gap close with Surge, with that little illusory orb, with Ricky just being so damn slippery. You gotta have something to catch up. Now BCZ, what were you doing there, Fairy Dragon?
Lifted up again here. Nicely played.
That was, I mean, he was just really, really far forward.
I guess he might not have seen the haste rune on the drow into the silence.
Yeah, but even so, Drow's off the map. You know there's going to be an Ogre Magi there to slap you down. You've been lifted up one too many times. Just being on that Radiant high ground without any sort of dire vision is just a little bit risky.
I was just going off the kill feed. Was Drow not even near that kill?
No, not really.
No, that's just... okay, I'm not sure what BZ's doing. I'm trying to find any excuse for you, buddy. I do what I can.
Oh, our 50 Centaur man gonna get blocked in, little dual Ion Shell action, but he's, again, going for that ultra tanky build. Had the Hooded Defiance up for last fight, now with the Vanguard as well, so these Ion Shells are no longer going to be bothering him. He's got 4 points in return. I mean, if Ricky backstabs this guy, Ricky's going to take just as much damage.
Right? It's terrifying. If anyone knows its hero as well, like we saw that gank and how poorly it went for them on the bottom lane, it's definitely Ace. Like he knows his limits. You can see him just turn around and absolutely obliterate the poor Ricky for the second time this game too. Like, damn, dude.
Oh, Dust coming out from the Legion. Very, very cautious about the Riki being nearby. That smoke cloud can totally mess her up now. Nice little sentry dropped. Easily able to gobble up that ward with the Iron Talon. And
nice.
Hesta Joe ready to go in. Has the duel at the ready. It's going to be tricky there with the Oracle. Hesta Joe actually taking a lot of damage. There's going to be a Triple Man Dream Coil coming in. The lift onto BZZ though. In the end, they lose Legion. Oh god, this is going horribly for Imperial right now. They bit off way more than they can chew now. It's just going to be 50 Centaur rocking around, trying to find something. Ace just frantically tossing out the double edges. Here's come Baby Knight though, and that's going to be a ton of damage coming in. So they get the kill on the Oracle, unfortunately losing a Legion in the process. And now 50 Centaur, he's tanky, but he's not immortal. He might actually get munched on here going for the stomp, but it's not enough to get down our little Illidan. Baby Knight's able to go through and get the cleanup here. One more arrow, not enough.
Ultra?
Oh man, almost an ultra kill there for Baby Knight, who just single-handedly put out all the damage in that fight.
Wow. I mean, that's definitely the risk of running this.
Oh,
nice.
Follow-up there. Nice little snipe onto the Riki. He just stuck around a bit too long, and that's going to be a dominating streak. Unfortunately, not an ultra kill. Didn't get it quick enough, but this tower should still be falling, and F5 don't have the resources to defend it.
Yeah, so a lot of good things to see this game. Just in that one fight is what we have to watch for in the rest of the other team fights. Picking the Legion to the Oracle, this was one of the biggest issues when Oracle first came out. When Legion was a little bit more popular, people running into that sort of an issue there, and we saw, despite all the damage they chopped into him, the Infest right into the creep and back out, the double healing on that ends up saving him, so nicely done there by our Midas Lifestealer. But other than that, they need to get that silence onto the Oracle if they're going to go for these dual plays. They have so many stuns, so many silences, like completely in spades on their squad right now, as they're going in deep again once more.
They're going to be going in as Hesta Joe takes a ton of damage here. Going to get that heal off, but ends up falling still in the back lines as Riki's not messing around. He goes in for the backstab plays. Can they cancel this TP? Baby Knight gets out safely, but that was just Imperial being a bit too aggressive without really realizing what F5 have to offer. I mean, they've still got the vac wall combo up. They didn't drop that just yet. Oracle still got the ulti, so there's just a lot more sustain than I think Imperial initially gave them credit for.
Yeah, another thing to note, though, is that if they vacuum or Dream Coil, they have nothing else to cancel stuns.
Underneath the tower here, Ace could be in a little bit of trouble. Turns out those Purifying Flames actually helping him out. And now Ogre comes back in. There's going to be a stomp. There's the turnaround. The duel comes in. And again, the Oracle not locked down. There's going to be a wall play as well. So Hesta Joe actually has to back here. Will the Lifestealer end up getting out alive?
Toggle.
There's going to be a nice little armlet toggle keeping him safe. Centaur wants to find this so badly, but the surge away will keep him safe for now. They just don't have that much gap close. BZZ plopping that orb through just to get some casual harass on the back lines, though. Going to get focused down, silenced up. Could not jaunt to the orb, courtesy of that gust from Baby Knight. So Puck will end up hitting the deck there. It's going to be a 2-for-0, but fight still a little bit sloppy on Imperial's side.
Yeah, right. Another duel right in. I guess they just thought they were going to have the damage, and they're like, oh, it's fine. Or maybe they thought the False Promise was still on cooldown and just had kind of lost track of it from the fight because it was pretty close together. But now, stampeding in, I believe. Oh, maybe to save. There's creeps nearby. He should be okay.
He's trying here. He already used that Infest. Now 50 Centaur's going to be the one in trouble as Riki comes in. Just such a nuisance. Do they have the damage? One more tick onto the Riki would have been enough. And he's going to be plopping back on through. Oh, golly gee. They're focusing down the Oracle. Finally, Oracle's dead, so Legion should be able to find a duel. However, Baby Knight's going to be the one that goes invis. Is there detection? There's AoE spells. That might just be enough to keep him smoked up. Baby Knight, he's playing this one patient. The ion shells are slowly but surely doing a number, and there's the vacuum. He goes in, tries to gust, goes back in biz, but this time the fade time not going to be enough for him to get out alive. Armlet toggles end up saving our little buddy Illidan, and Hesta Joe just booking it back towards that mid lane. So again, Imperial overcommit, don't respect what F5 have to offer, and end up losing kills they don't need to be losing.
Kind of broken out into this mad battle of early game aggression, I guess. I don't know. It works really well for Imperial, for sure. They have the Drow lineup. They have this Legion that's looking to get farmed up. She's not going for the early blink because this has moved into this kind of fighting sort of a game, so she gets the Vlads instead. Very like a Faces Void build right now, where you'll probably go back in towards the blink next. But on the side of the Dire, despite having a Midas on their Lifestealer, he did get into the armlet in a decent timing, so he's still ready to fight. Maybe not as scary as you usually are considering the farming head, right? The Midas will start to kick in the next like 10, 12 minutes or so. And it has just totally been on RMN here on the Oracle. Try and keep things in line for Fantastic Five, make sure the losses aren't too grave. So far, so good, but they're really scary from Imperial. I mean, again, everyone has stuns, everyone has nukes, so it's if you're in a bad position from F5, there's a lot of heroes that can punish you. It's not like the side of Fantastic Five where they only have one stun really, other than Dream Coil.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised that Imperial have now twice made the mistake of going in for a duel on Lifestealer, arguably the tankiest hero, without doing anything to immobilize the Oracle.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they think. I don't know. I guess it's kind of YOLO and hope he's not in range.
No, there's going to be that completed Shadow Blade on the Drow Ranger, not just the amulet this time. BZZ, he comes in, he tries to toss out that silence. There's an Infest Bomb coming in, but they still easily pick off that puck. Now they're going to be going in. The vacuum, though, breaks up the duel. 50 Centaur still wants to get something done. They end up getting the win for the duel, courtesy of Ogre on the backlines, tossing out that Fire Blast. Now they're going to be focusing down the Darkseer. Rest in peace, his little buddy. And, well, they're going to be going in. Light and Darkness trying to fight this out. Illidan not quite tanky enough to get the job done. And now they're looking for this Oracle as well. It's going to be a full 5-man wipe here at 17 minutes in. Imperial losing very, very little, aside from a couple of ultis and some cooldowns.
Yeah, and now Drow lineup. Still have the nice little added bonus onto your supports, so heading into the buildings they shall go. I guess support in just the
Man,
rubric.
look how
but
fast Drow's hitting right now. Golly
yeah.
gee.
Bloodlust Drow, pretty good combination.
Yeah, she's having some fun here. She's got almost 3k gold. There she goes. She buys out, that's going to be her Silver Edge recipe. So not stopping at the Shadow Blade, going all the way. Still almost 3k gold on top of that new pickup. BZZ has respawned. The rest of the Dire are coming back. So this is time for Imperial to retreat. We'll see if they're going to make another mistake and overstay their welcome. But it looks like for now, they're going to be backing off. They can go straight toward this mid lane that's being pinged out. They could go for the Roche pit. There's also the tier 2 bottom available, but well, they're going to keep their eyes on the prize and go for the objectives.
And if they lose this game, this Midas is just so...
Yeah, I mean, just look in the last minute or so, that net worth lead has started.
Yeah. It's like if you go Armlet and you can actually be active, it's not like BZZ has to adjust his build and go in towards a Blink first. Like Veil and just the Armlet on the Lifestealer would have been enough to get a ton of kills and to go in very deep, trying to fight into Imperial. They weren't even 5-manning early, so it's not like that's any sort of a logic behind it. I think it was just like, I'm so farmed, I'm getting free CS, I know that this Midas will be valuable, but it's a Drow lineup, so the push comes in heavy, comes in fast. Yeah, you can lose fights early in the game with the Midas and everything's okay, but not when it's a Drow lineup that takes their full racks. They made it so easy.
Black Dragon Gaming, folks, coming in. Oh, God, they're picking that thing apart, though. It's an Ancient Creep. It's tanky, but it ain't that tanky. Now, lift here onto the Ricky. They've got Vision, Double Edge to finish him off. The Dream Coil, though, the Vacuum gets 4, but they've got the Crimson Guard. Oh, golly gee. Baby Knight, he's fighting. There's going to be the duel coming out again onto this very, very tanky Lifestealer. Just to hold him in place, I guess, but they're not winning that one anytime soon. Eventually, the Lifestealer will pop. He's taking a ton of damage. There he goes down. And this might be moments away from a GG. There we go. It's going to be a clean 2-0 sweep out from Imperial. And F5, they just kind of crumble under that pressure.
Yeah, you know, it felt like early in the game, they were starting to get things done on the side of the Dire. They were taking a slight lead pretty early. Like, it was starting to amount to something serious, like 3, 4, 600 gold as that laning stage was stacking up. And the Lifestealer was doing great. The Legion wasn't getting a whole lot. We were kind of questioning, like, okay, does she have to get a Blink? Does she have to have an impact that way? But we just started getting these 5-man brawls that F5 weren't really ready for with the Midas, with Darkseer, someone who scales a lot with levels, scales a lot with that Blink Dagger too. Similarly with the Puck. They just couldn't go again. And despite like duels onto, as you were just mentioning, once again, consecutively False Promise targets, it didn't seem to matter. They were just overall too beefy between the Legion Commander throwing out a couple of heals, the Ogre Magi being a support that you never really want to deal with, but you kind of have to. And a heavy HP lineup defeats a heavy magic-based lineup in the end. Like rock, paper, scissors.
Exactly here. So congratulations to Imperial, starting things off great. That's going to conclude our Moonduck coverage for today. Tomorrow we'll be back same place, same time with more Group A games. Gonna be a lot of fun, so stick around for that. But now I'm going to be going, shameless plug, and streaming on my personal channel if you want to watch some pubs. It'll be a good time. That's twitch.tv/Android. I'll host in a little bit. Moppax, any last words?
No, enjoy your games, have fun. I'm gonna go catch up on MDL. I don't know. I don't think
dude,
I'm
finish
streaming
watching
today.
your VODs, dude. You have been fiending those things all day.
Well, I have to watch like everyone's perspective because that's where you learn everything. That's where the true knowledge comes from. So you got to watch every game like 5 times.
You are more dedicated than I, sir. But either way, that's going to conclude the channel active now, but if you want to watch some fun pubs and just kind of goof around and chat or whatnot, twitch.tv/Android. So I'll play you guys out with some music and have a great day.